Welcome to BA Agile Scrum, yours for the next day. And we have been talking about BA analysis, business analysis,
Module.
advanced models, yeah. And we will be talking about it in detail. But before that, we need to understand that we are here for what. So, as we all know, we are here for only one reason, and that is to get placed. And that placement requires discipline and just to follow that so that we don't get distracted. We have some principle, what we call it as a code of honor. And I'm going to share my screen for you so that we understand what those code of honor are and we will start following them. All right, so here we see six sets of honor and that we need to follow, we need to abide by. And let me know once you can see my screen, Sheetal, because,
Yes, I can see.
and Thilo, because only both of you can hear my voice as far as I know. Okay, so the very first one says that show up live, that is being on time, being punctual, and remain highly committed. That let you follow these all and model it once you get placed and attending Scrum ceremonies. So why it does that? Because it follows one principle which says that how you do anything is how you do everything, and the second one which says that uh, being the full stack student. So you are here with the very first pillar of Guru School that says that this has to be instructor-led free training, and free training when it comes, then it requires you to be student. But here we don't want you to be student. Because you are learning here, we for getting placed towards the corporate, we want you to be the full stack student. What do I mean by that? Full stack student is the one who do all the assignments, does self research, and repeat whatever they have learned. And then comes the third code of honor, that is taking the full responsibility of success, which is yielded by these second principle, second values. And in case you may not follow, there are chances to experience the failure. So you need to take the responsibility of this as well so that further you can correct it and then you can head back towards success. So this is the third code of honor which says that taking the full responsibility. And fourth, it requires a mindset on this path to achieve these all. What do you need to have? That you must have the learning mindset, positive mindset, and going complaint free and load yourself with the gratitude. And then comes the fifth one. Fifth one says that increasing the receptivity. Okay, so increasing the receptivity, and how do you do that? Every single day for you, we have arranged one audio that for 30 days you must listen so that you may follow. I'll have to keep on someone muted. Just a second. All right. So, yeah, so this is the 30 days practice which everyone has to do. And for that, I have provided you the audio track and you must follow that. And then come the second one where we follow the golden quadrant of learning. And golden quadrant of learning starts with declaration with anchor. And then you get into learning, the deep learning, what we do every single day on Tuesday as well as on Sunday, and then get into the learning. And the moment you have learned, then everyone has been instructed and asked, the moment you are done with your learning, my dear friend, please go ahead and draw that on a piece of paper. And then in the next 24 hours, switch on your camera video and uh, start recording a summary of 1 minute or 2 minute, 1 minute to 90 seconds to 2 minutes, where you will showcase your drawing. This is the drawing, and this I'm going to explain or summarize in this video. And this video further gets floated on YouTube channel of Guru School, where other recruiters are waiting and sitting to evaluate you and screen you, in fact, whether they can pick you up and get you get you for the next further next further uh, rituals they you may call, or for next further, life cycle of recruitment, I would say. So so that you are evaluated of screen further, then gets evaluated, then gets interviewed by vendor, then goes you go and get ready for the client interview, and then in case you crack it, then you get placed. This is the whole life cycle. Then that starts from the summary itself. So if you think that you cannot do it, then start thinking how you can do it. Okay, and this plays a vital role. However, for this, you also need to attend RRP session every Tuesday and Thursday. What is RRP session? Is a reference ready resume preparation. It is never a recording session, but yeah, it is conducted by Devji, and every Tuesday and Thursday it happens live, two times, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. So you need to choose any one slot and go ahead and attend with Dev. So that is one thing. And yeah, so now this is the entire flow I just now shared with you. So let's start deep learning now. And before deep learning, let's start declaring now. So are we all ready for the declaration?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. So how do we do declaration? Declaration with the anchor. Anchor is nothing, but we do it with the, self high five or clap. So how we are going to do it? At the count of three, we are going to do a self high five and then repeat on the screen what is selected over here. Let me select that for you. Okay. And then at the count of three, 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm
I'm
a
a
quick
quick learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others
others
can
learn and
learn and
master,
master,
I too can do that.
I
I
too
too
can
can
do
do
that.
that.
Do this too.
And once again, anchor it with self clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap. Because I'm an awesome learner,
Because
Because
I'm
I'm
an
an
awesome
awesome learner,
learner,
today's learning is going to be
today's
today's
learning
learning
is
is
going
going
to be
to be
super duper easy to me.
super
super
duper
duper
easy.
easy.
Yes, exactly. It
What
is going to be provided you pay attention and continue to do what we will ask you as an assignment. That will reflect that how easy it was for you when we see your summary. So here, what is the sixth code of honor? Your another intention is over here. Once you get placed, you will start earning. So for starting earning, you need to give away lot many things. Okay, so first, to improve and enhance your learning horizon, be the giver, and giver keeps your ego away so that you enhance your learning horizon and receive more. And once you get it, that keeps you spiritually grounded, as well as then your attitude of giving away enhances further. And for that, all the earner, it is requested that have an intent of doing charity. Once you start earning, do at least 5% or 10% of what do you earn, because what you give let you grow, and what you receive may that let you survive. I'm sure here every one of you are for growth, not just mere for survival. And in case you are already here doing some charity, that's good. And in case you are not and already earning, I would recommend and request you that identify some causes in the society for which you can give back, so that let you grow really faster. At least once you get placed, if you are not already earning, once you get placed, then that time you have this intent that once you will start earning, then you will give away 5% or 10% to any temple, church, mosque, or anywhere you feel like, or to any causes like to orphanage or old age home or anywhere you feel like, and appreciate whatever you are doing and what others do for you. In fact, no one is uh, and nothing is happening, even no one is appreciating you. Appreciate that, because even what does not happen to you, that is for that is preparing for you for the next great scene in your life. And why you need to do that? Because there is another universal law says that what you appreciate appreciates you back. So on this note, we are done with code of honor, and let me quickly welcome our new participant over here. Amiti, is Amiti right?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi, welcome Amiti. So quickly, can you introduce us, that who are you, from where you are connecting, and what is your core intent to join this program? Yeah.
Um, Hi, this is Amity Vernikar here. I am presently in New Jersey. I moved 6 months back to US and want to get back to work. I have a 12 years gap. Before that, I was working as a recruiter in US itself. So BA was something that I was able to relate pretty quickly in IT industry. So I decided to go ahead with BA.
All right. Thank you so much. Welcome, Amity. And yeah, so we are in between. So we are learning some models today. So
Okay.
even you can get it, no worry. Even if you can't get it, next session, definitely you are going to get it because there will be some workshop and all are coming up. You will become
Okay.
the part of it. So
All
welcome
right.
once again, Amity. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you so much. Yeah.
you're welcome. So who is iPhone 2, by the way? iPhone 2.
Yes,
Welcome,
it's me.
welcome.
It's me.
Then who,
Intisar.
And welcome,
Adi,
Amity. Welcome to the sessions.
iPhone 2, no, it's
Yeah.
not me.
Thank you.
Oh, that's Shakil.
okay, Shakil, thank you. Let me rename you, otherwise I keep on calling iPhone. So yeah, thank you so much. So yes, I have renamed Shakil, I have renamed Enthasar. So yeah. All right, so we are getting into the business analysis models. So far, we had learned various models. Last we discussed what? Do you remember? Who remember that? What was the structure we discussed last time?
WBS chart.
Exactly, you
WBS.
are right. It was WBS chart, work breakdown structure. And after that, what we are going to do is that we are going to look at this conversion to design. So every communication needs to be designed. And that's the reason people today are leaping towards the visual thinking. Do you have any idea about visual thinking? Anyone?
Yes, visual thinking. When you brainstorm instead of writing, you will visualize it by drawing squares or whatever you want, so you can see it.
Wow, brilliant. Can we have a round of applause for Anthasar? That's right. So what she said is absolutely right. When we brainstorm, like when I keep on talking with you, sometime I use whiteboard, okay? And on this whiteboard, I keep on giving a shape to whatever my talk is going to be, okay? So say, for example, I'm going to talk about waterfall model, okay? So instead of writing anything else, I will talk about it. I will write it. In fact, I'm giving design to my thoughts. Okay. Are you getting me? So in whatever I'm talking, I'm just giving a design to my thoughts. I'm drawing that. I just now said waterfall model. I wrote it over here and I just means confined it in a box. Okay. Then I'll keep, in case if I am talking about any concept, I use a board and I keep on drawing. So when I am giving a drawing to my thoughts and connecting them with the various diagram, that time it is called as visual thinking. Okay, like I have done it in past many times. When I am talking about something, I used visual whiteboard and I have drawn something for you. Do you remember that I have done it in past?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone does remember that. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. So that is nothing but that's a visual thinking. It requires more of the practice so that you can be pro, and whatever you are speaking, you can immediately go and you can connect that, that you can give a shape to your thought. Okay, and that you do on the whiteboard. So thank you so much sharing, Antasar, that was right. So then let's move towards the what else you need to have when it comes to processes. There are few documents which you as a business analyst need to know. Few documents are named as like this: project vision document. This is not necessary
Gaurav,
special. Yes,
we don't,
Prerna.
we don't see the, we don't see your screen.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I just stopped the screen share with the whiteboard. Yeah. All right. So now you can see, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was not shared earlier. Thank you so much for reminding me. And I hope recording is going on. Yeah, it is. So yes, what you see on the board are few documents template, and its understanding you must have. So the first one, which I was reading, project vision document. So all actually in Agile and Scrum world, you need to follow few pieces of document, not the exact document. Earlier, it used to be the complete document you must have. Okay. Now, even though you will see few document name over here, not every document nowadays when you are practicing Agile and Scrum, you need to follow. But good to know that these document exist. Okay. So like project vision document is a document which is nowadays not necessary, but should be known reason for product owner. And product owner may ask for help to business owner while he is developing this project vision document. Then comes a requirement management plan. User story is another document. Use case is another document. Business requirement document. Then requirement traceability matrix. And it is again not necessary for BA, but BA can review them. Okay. So that's the reason you need to know about it. Then functional requirement specification or FRS and functional specification document. Sometime not today, but yeah, the pieces are loaded into the user story. Pieces or chunk of some document are loaded into user story, and that time it is utilized. And then come system requirement specification, SRS document, system requirement document, also abbreviated as SRD. And then test case again not necessary for BS to write, but he needs to review. And what we are going to do now, every single item we are going to look at it in the details. All right. So let me bring the first project vision document. So when you will be preparing a project vision document, the moment client talks to you, talks to vendor, or talks to them who are going to give them solution, product owner needs to prepare the PVD, that is project vision document. And you need to make sure that at least these elements are there and are the part of project vision document. Uh, First, you will talk about the introduction of the project, then description of the user in the system, what all kind of users will be the part of this software, and then who all stakeholders are there who are involved in this project. And then you give a simple overview for this product. You will also talk about the various features, and then what further requirements in one line you will talk in this PVD, that is the project vision documents. It also comprises of constraint or limitation if this software has. And then you will also talk about quality documentation requirement, what all quality document you will be publishing at the end or during the project. Okay, so these elements will be there. Now, whatever the document I'll be talking about, so what happens the moment you get placed in one organization, every organization follow their different format. Okay, every organization follow their different format. It is not unified always, it is not always standardized, but definitely elements will be common, you will be able to find it. So what you can do today, if you will Google it out, and this is your task, whatever document today you will be learning, every single document you have to Google the template of it. Okay, download one by one every single template. Okay, you will find various template where these these elements you will definitely find. For project vision document, you will find all these elements will be there. Then you will find the another document which we are going to tell you. So any common element you means any common template you find, download it. In case we ask you to produce one document, then you have some ready references so that you can go back and edit it and save it as you want. Okay, is it clear what just now I said?
Yes, just a question.
Yeah.
Do you want us to download every single line item like introduction, description of the
No,
user,
not that.
or just a project vision document?
Okay. I'm talking about one document, one example I shared with you. That is project vision document is a document, and templates are available on Google. You just go ahead, search for the format or template project vision document. You will find n number of template. You need to download a template. And in those template, you will already find that these elements are the part of it. Did you get it just now what I
Sure.
said? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So next comes is this. Next comes is requirement management plan. So requirement management plan is the one of the another document where these are the elements you will find as a part of the document itself. Okay. So the very first element which you need to write inside that is the purpose of plan. What is the purpose of this requirement management document? Then you will write there in the column responsibility assignment who is responsible for what, and then tools and procedures to be used. Okay, all the tools like we are using here Zoom for software development. You might require, you know, Java or some other tools. So that all you are going to write into this tools and procedure to be used. For project management you might be using Smartsheet or something else, or Azure DevOps or something else. So every single tools you will be writing in this requirement management plan document when it comes to filling the third one. Then fourth one is approach to define requirement. So what all approach you are taking, like you are doing various meeting. So you will mention those name of the meets, like you are also doing sprint planning meeting, sprint kickoff meeting, all those things where you discuss the requirement. So and you are defining those requirements. So these all has to be mentioned in this approach towards the requirement traceability. So how you are tracing every single requirement that you are going to write, that and who is the responsible workflow and activities. So in case you are doing going to deliver it through scrum framework, you are going to mention that what is going to workflow of it, what all the scrum ceremonies you are going to do. Ceremony means you know by now that you do sprint planning, you do sprint kickoff meeting, you do daily stand-up meeting, you do what do you call
Retrospective.
sprint
Retrospective.
review
Print
and
review,
Review.
yeah, exactly. You know all those. So everything you will be mentioning, and then comes to the change management. Change management, whenever client introduce any change management, any change, what will be the flow of it? How it will be catered? Is it going to be addressed immediately? No, it has to be, it has to come as a different requirement, right? It has to get some identification, some identifier name will be there, and thereby it will become the part of product backlog. Okay, so product backlog you have known so far. Then comes when you are developing a requirement, you always, the requirement will consist of various use cases. Use case can be a separate document. Okay, where you will, in use case are what, where you are talking about a functionality which has got some predecessor and which has got some successor. Okay, so it means what? It means a functionality is there which is connected with one action before it and another action after it. Say, for example, cash withdrawal. If I'll talk about cash withdrawal from ATM, okay, cash withdrawal from ATM. One use case is cash withdrawal from ATM. Now, before cash withdrawal, what is going to happen? ATM pin authorization. That will be a different use case altogether. And after that, ATM ATM ejection. Okay, that is a different use case altogether. Okay, and after ATM ejection, receipt confirmation and all those things happen. But in between, ATM cash withdrawal itself alone is one functionality, one use case on which you are going to write the use case document. It will have the various identifiers. It will have the various uh, elements. So you have to make sure these are there, which is on in front of you on the screen, that is actors involved for doing those use case. Okay, it could be non-bankers, it could be bankers, it could be of customer of the same bank, customer of the different bank, customer of you can just think of means it can be the national bank, it can be international bank customer, it can be foreign customer, it can be visitor customer. You just may think of, and you can keep on adding over here. uh, and if customer has given the requirement, you are going to accommodate that in this section. Then you will describe the use case. Then when this use case will be triggered, that you are going to describe in this precondition, what the precondition has to be there. Then you talk about the normal flow, how this use case will flow in normal. Then does it have any alternative flow? You will mention that as well. Then does it have any exception where when you think that it may have it may give you some different result or it may not work? You are going to document that as well. Is there any special requirement when all it is triggering? One fine way that when it will trigger the moment I enter card in the ATM machine slot, ATM reader slot, it will start reading, and the moment user and it presents the menu, and the moment user press on cash withdrawal, then it gets triggered. Okay. So when it will trigger, but is there any other way when it will trigger? It may also trigger that along with the menu, there will be a tiny option of cash withdrawal on the front menu. The moment person presses over there, this screen of cash withdrawal option will appear. So there are various methods. Is there any other way when cash withdrawal will not be there? Imagine tomorrow your cash machine, ATM machine is a Wi-Fi reader machine. Okay, you just flash your card in front of ATM machine, and it gives you some option, and there you press the preset the cash withdrawal. So that is special requirement. Okay, now my ATM machine will read my card for cash withdrawal, okay, without inserting it into the slot. Say for example, this is a new special requirement. Okay, any assumption involved in front of it. So whatever assumption you could think, while thinking, you are going to do that. So thinking task is coming in your way very, very soon. Okay, then notes and issues. While doing this, what all the notes and issues are existing, pre-existing, you are going to do that. Okay, so is it clear what all the elements are required to write a use case document? These are the headers. These are the headers. So in what is going to happen in your interview, you will be asked, at least tell me 5 headers of the use case document. Hello, everyone is with me, right?
Yes. Can I
Yes.
ask a question? You
Yes.
mean with actors, it's me, the person who will withdraw the money? I'm the actor, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So all this, like, this is the plan, or how I will achieve the requirement, the customer requirement, right? This is like this.
Come again. What
The
did you ask?
details. Okay, so use cases here. When I take the requirement from the customer, then I will describe what should happen, the function requirement, the functional requirement, right?
Right. So what
Okay.
happens? You have undergone the RG process, Antisar, right? That is requirement gathering process. So requirement gathering process undergo the various layers where when you get it, approved by client. But before you getting it approved by client, first you create it roughly, then you create it in a document, then you get it reviewed by internal staff. Okay, everyone one gets agreed, then it is sent back to under requirement document. A requirement document can be as fat as it is possible. Inside the requirement document, you are explaining various use cases, various functionality. So are you going to write down all the use cases? Yes, you can describe all of the use cases, or you can just mention in this requirement document requirement ID 3.1.9.3, just for example, use case will be covered. To get in the details of this use case, refer the document, and you will mention the name of the document and the ID of the document. And inside your storage, wherever all the documents are, wherever the repository is there, you have another document with this name, whatever you have mentioned the name of that document. And now in that use case, you are explaining, in that document, you are explaining this functionality, this use case in detail. So this is one option. Second, you have included this already in that. So sometime what we do, sometime we already have a, a requirement document or use case document embedded in it. Okay. So either you can embed it with, or you can refer it, or you can just mention it and it will go over there. Okay, it will go, person can refer that, person can open that use case document and can start reading it. Is it clear to you now, Antasa?
Yes, but so use cases, it's before the approval, right, from the stakeholders. All this is assumption, or what will happen as a plan, but it's not approved yet, right?
No, I never saw that whether it is approved or not. I am talking about, this is use case is something, it talks about the functionality. Everything has to be approved by client. But remember, in agile world, it's not at all mandatory that client is going to come and he is going to approve it. Then only you will start working. You don't have to. If client is not coming back, it means consider it approved until he comes back. Okay.
Okay, but the product owner will be there, so he will
Yeah,
see
product
all
owner
this.
will be there, and product owner will assure that this is the one which we are going to use. Say, for example, for your thing, what I'm going to do, I'm just giving you one example. Okay. So this is a random document. I'm going to share my screen once again so that it will go easy for you to understand. So give me a second.
This is like the sprint planning.
No. This is just a
No,
document. A sprint planning is not a document. Sprint planning is a ceremony, right?
but in
Yes,
this
I get
ceremony,
it.
I just show what will happen. Who will take this? How can I do this? You got me? What's the process? How we can achieve this?
Wait.
Right?
Listen.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a document, right? In any random document. All right. Now, in this document, say for example, I'm talking about a solution, and here I'm recommending 3 documents. Okay. So either I can embed that document, which is the connecting document. Say for example, I'm keeping it a name cash withdrawal use case, requirement cash withdrawal. Okay. Now, cash withdrawal is the name of use case. Okay. I'm developing this document, just designing it. Okay. And here I'm mentioning uh, to get the detailed understanding, refer the document embedded, for example. Or I can mention the name of the document. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that either I'm going to mention the path of the document, I'll simply embed the document. How I'm going to embed the document? Say for example, here I'm embedding the document. I will insert a new document inside. So insert from where I can pick the document. Just a second. Yeah. So I have to insert a document. Let me go and see. Say, for example, I have taken object. Okay. And let me see. There are various ways to insert a document. And here I'm going to say, for
You
example, I
mean
have to wait,
you mean
listen.
okay.
Listen.
Okay.
This is one document and I have embedded it. Either it will come like this, or what you need to do in the most of the cases, what happens, it is inserted like this. As an object. So it let you refer. I create it from file. I browse it and say, for example, this is the one of the use case and display as icon and keep linking to the file. And now it is inserting. So you have what you have done. You will be able to see one icon over here where where this document is explained. So what person will do in the requirement document, they can double click this icon and they can go and study it. But it has just been here the reference. Either you can embed that document, or you can give the name of the document of the use case, and use case will be altogether a different document. Okay, use case is a different document. Inside use case, what is going to happen? These all will be there in the document. Okay, these are the elements of the document. Now what you have the question?
Okay, so when there is, guys, there is a music there.
Yeah, someone is using phone. Can we all focus on one thing?
Okay, so my question is, when you insert it, so you attach it like a PDF file, right? Okay, so no, my question is, so this is the details about how the functionality will be achieved, right?
Yes, one
Okay,
functionality that too.
one functionality. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So each functionality will take all this document, right?
Yes, this document talks about the functionality, like, and
Okay.
then its trigger point is also there. So
Okay.
imagine I was giving you example of cash withdrawal use case. Okay, when that will cash withdrawal in ATM, I was very much specific. I said that cash withdrawal in ATM, when it will trigger. Can you tell me when cash withdrawal in ATM will trigger?
When I bought my card.
No, in the
No.
ATM, when you will get your card, do you think that time the cash withdrawal
After
will trigger?
entering
No. They ask for
after
the PIN
entering the
code.
pin.
PIN code. The
Okay.
PIN.
Okay, you mean to say when you will enter the pin, that time cash withdrawal will trigger?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Any another answer, guys? Anyone who wants to try?
After the amount, the like how much ever we want, once we put in and then we give enter, it the cash will come out.
Okay,
Can I say that?
Yes. Good try, Archana. Yes, Athar, please.
Okay. If we are doing a cash withdrawal, then I become the actor basically. And then I'm basically interacting with the system, which is the ATM machine. And I slip in the card. This is the process flow that I'm following. I put the card into the machine for the card reader to read, and then verify that my either it is a bank balance, if I'm doing it from checking account or not. Those are the preconditions. Or whether it's a credit card, then do I have a cash limit to withdraw? Those are the other preconditions. And then once it asks for a PIN again to verify that it's me who's doing the transaction. So once I enter the PIN, then it will tell me how much amount I want to like withdraw. And so this is all the process that's going on. And the very end, once everything gets approved, then it will dispense the money.
Yeah, so you
So
talked
I'm
about
the
the
actor.
entire flow. I'm just asking when it will trigger. Just tell me when it will trigger, you think.
When I
When
put the
you
zip
provide
code,
your basic information.
zip
When you
code,
provide the basic information, that's what Shakil says. What Anthasar says?
the zip code, when they ask about the zip code or something like this.
No, I think when I put the card in and then I punch in the secret PIN code or
No,
any other.
sir. Please tell me the trigger point. Don't tell me the entire plan.
Cash withdrawal, when we click the cash withdrawal.
Exactly, Tilo, you are right. The moment you enter the cash withdrawal button, no, the process starts. Okay. Before you enter the cash withdrawal, what ATM machine does, it has already read your information. Okay. It has read your information. Now, today, ATM works in a different way. Today, earlier, what used to happen? Earlier, the moment you used to enter the machine, enter the card, it used to ask you the ATM pin. Then it used to validate you. Now, the moment you enter the card into the card reader or ATM machine, it gives you menu. Okay. And then you select one menu. Okay. You select, you either check balance or cash withdrawal or cash deposit. The moment you enter cash withdrawal, now inside cash withdrawal functionality, all this authorization and all things are there. Okay, are you getting me? So earlier, this use case was different. Earlier, it used to verify you, and then it used to present cash withdrawal. Now, cash withdrawal button you are pressing before even if you could enter. Okay, so now it has started the moment you enter the cash withdrawal button, because the authorization of this part is now part of the cash withdrawal. Now, what is going to happen inside this use case? You may find the various tiny mining use cases as well. So what you are going to do is that you are going to mention that, and you are going to mention that this is the post condition, this is the precondition. Okay, now inside cash withdrawal, again you have cash dispensing. Okay, cash dispensing is the output, and pin authorization is input. So you can mention that input this, output this, process is the cash withdrawal. Is it clear? So when it will trigger, the trigger point is the moment user clicks on cash withdrawal button. Is it clear to everyone? When it gets triggered.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome. So let me go back. Okay, so let me rush fast. So these are the few of the elements which you need to know. Now quickly let me tell you this thing, that user story. User story, so far you know that how we do design it, who is doing what, so and what activity you want to achieve, and why you are doing it must be clear. So when you are writing a user story, there is a format to write that, and this format is written like this: as a who or actor or a branch manager, I should be able to open the branch so that employees and customer can visit and do their banking transaction. So I have written one user story for branch opening. Branch opening is one of the activity, okay, that happens in the software as well. Okay, that branch manager or assistant branch manager can open the software, or open the branch as well. So how will you do that? For that, you define a user story, and this is how you will write it. You know the format right now, and in the past I had asked you to write. So again, I'm going to ask you in coming few days to write some user story. So BRD is like when I was talking about, SRS document. Okay. That time I have, but in fact, BRD is called as a business requirement document. Even it has got the similar element. Which all elements are this? What you see in the project vision document, it will also comprise of few more elements which you can see over here, like plan, then constraint, then workflow, and requirement traceability matrix reference. These all will be there, and then also it will consider some use cases. When it all comes together, you can put them in the BRD document. Okay, for BRD document, I want
Hey,
you
hi,
to
Gaurav.
yeah,
Do
hi.
you want me to go ahead with BRD or you can
Yeah,
continue?
you can take it.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
please share this.
I was not aware that you are there. Yeah.
Yes, no worries.
Go
I
ahead.
can't I
Let me
can't see
reach.
your screen. Yeah, please.
When I see that it is not shared. Yeah, take that.
Can we start from BRD?
It's not there.
It's use cases. It's mentioning BRD is explained earlier. Okay, do we have a template for BRD? I can explain from that. It'll be easier for them to. Yeah.
If you want to share your screen, you can. Otherwise, yeah.
Do we have a template? Otherwise, I can start. Not an issue.
Yeah, go ahead. You can start.
Okay.
I don't have right
So
now.
again, very good evening to all of you, and we have a new member. So welcome again, Amiti. Sorry. So
Yeah, thank
here
you.
we are. Most welcome. Most welcome. Yeah. So here we are to learn about some practical documents, which are very useful for BA, for Scrum Master, for everybody in the Scrum team. One of them is BRD, that stands for Business Requirement Document. So always remember this word BRD. So what it states is, it's like, I would say, mm, point-wise encyclopedia, a very particular encyclopedia about your project. Okay. When I say encyclopedia, that means it has all the details. But when I say point-wise, means it's very crisp, it's very to the point, and it is not like a thesis, whereas it's more than like on a step-by-step or point-wise or module-wise, whichever way you plan to prepare that document. So basically, your BRD document means everything regarding the project from a business point of view. All the details are mentioned here. It's also called as a basically a formal report of your requirements or objectives of your project. Okay, so these are the typical adjectives which are used for a BRD. So how does a BRD look, and what all items are there in your BRD? So basically, a BRD document is every company will have a template of its own in a BRD. First of okay, you will not be given a blank document, and you will not be asked that okay, go ahead and prepare a BRD. So first of all, there will be a template wherein it will include where to start, what is the layout looks like and contents. And for your understanding, BRD contents may slightly change company to company, team to team as per their templates. Okay. So basically, it includes the objective of the business requirements, and on a high level, it includes all the requirements given by the customer or the client. Okay. So it is a document. See, it states also business requirement document. So whatever requirements the business, the client, the customer has given to us, we include that. But that is done in a very systematic format. So we can start with the index. So we have the index of introduction, detail, modules, whatever, whichever way you want to go ahead with. So the index will give you a guideline or a way forward of what all is included in the document. Okay. Also, you have this approval matrix mentioned in the. I'm just highlighting main pointers because we will share a template with you later, so you can have the visual idea about it. 1 second. Yeah. So basically, it has your summary. First of all, an index, then the objective of this document. So there will be some 2, 3 or a couple of lines mentioning why this BRD is prepared. So imagine if you're working on a project for say a hospital application. So okay, this BRD is creating an application to maintain billing system in a hospital, and what is the purpose of it. So all that would mention. It will also mention the scope of the project in detail. The scope of the project means what all it includes. See, again, I'm telling you, it is an encyclopedia, but point by point. That means it will be like, we have to develop this functionality. If I have to go ahead with the medical billing system, then we have to ensure that, admin and users can access the system, and billing should be done. Billing application should have these many payment methods to be available, like GPay and online cash, credit cards, and things like that. Just imagine any billing system. So that is the way we just outline the scope. And then in my earlier experience, I had gone by module because it was a very big project, and it was huge to understand. So I had prepared module by module. For example, when I say module, in a billing system, it can be module for cardiology department will be separate, or OPD would be separate, or for diabetic patient. I'm just giving a hypothetical example for your understanding. And the best example to correlate is like always Amazon. So Amazon, what all basic modules are there? First of all, they are categorized into gender, men, women, kids, and then you have equipments, machinery, or clothing, or footwear and purses. Anything and everything is a module. Okay, so like that, you can give what is the you can mention what is the requirement given by the customer. Okay, along with this document, many a times the diagrams are mentioned, as Gaurav was explaining. So we have process flow diagram, we have entity diagram. That depends. Okay, again, every company, every team will have its own template for BRD. So if that templates includes a diagram, then definitely you are more than welcome to increase mention that, prepare that diagram. And then okay, I was mentioning about approval matrix. So approval matrix is a I would say matrices or matrix wherein it shows you who has created the document, who has approved the document, and how that document is accepted and finalized. For example, imagine me being a junior BA. Okay, so if a junior BA prepares a document, then I prepared a document. Then my TL, per se, Amiti being the new one, I will say she is my Scrum Master or TL, and she has approved and reviewed the document. Okay, so she reviewed the document. And then say Intezar is the product owner, or say senior manager of the project. So Intezar has reviewed and accepted the document. And after this, see, just a hierarchy from junior to higher, senior people in organization. Once they approve the document, then this document is shared with the customer. Customer goes through it, reviews it. If they're okay with it, they approve, they accept and sign on it. If they don't, they give us back with the queries that, okay, we are not comfortable with this, you have to include these many resources, you have to include, these many requirements, or timelines have to be changed. Just as whatever their, I would say, inputs they want to add. And then once they approve of it, then the document is accepted, and that is versioned as version 1.0. Trust me, there are many versions in a BRD. Like, for example, if we prepared and we shared with the customer and they gave some feedback and we had to change it, so the new document would be version 1.1. Okay, then we share with them, still they want some other addition or changes of, maybe in a diagram, they want it more descriptive, they want to have some other features, or then again it will be 1.2. So, or 1.1.1, depending on the module, whichever way the naming methodology is followed. So this is how it is.
So
So
Prerna,
important. Yeah.
just on your screen, you can see that in some of the cases, they will also find these bullet points as a part of BRD, what you see. So you can
Yes,
just
yes.
mention.
I'll mention them also.
Yeah.
So see, as I was telling, every company has a different templates. In this BID, see, if we mentioned about project scope, right? What is the scope? We mentioned about objective. Objective and goals are similar. Okay. Then it is functional and non-functional requirement. When I say functional and non-functional requirement, means if we have to take an example of this medical application, which I was just explaining, then the functional requirement would be that I know, as a user, I should be able to process all the medical bills smoothly. There has to be all the details of a particular customer, the detailed history or medical history. Everything has to be present. And what is a non-functional requirement? Non-functional requirement is that the application should be up and running 24/7. The application should fetch data quickly. There should not be any delay. The application database must store all the details. So you see what is the difference. Functional means what is the functionality we are asking them to work on. Click here, submit button, explore, expand, see the data, fetch the reports. That's the functionality. And the technology behind it is normally called as the non-functional or other technical requirements. Okay. Any doubts till far? I know this is more theoretical, but once you prepare it, and we have this as a task in our session, so you will be you'll get a better idea. So any doubts
Prerna,
till far? Yeah.
Prerna, do you have like a sample or an example of a BRD
Yes,
document
yes, we
to
will
help
come
us?
to that. Yes, Athar, we do have a sample. And trust me, we also encourage, or we give you this task to all of you, to be a team and prepare BRDs, so everybody plays an active role in it. That will come forward. Okay, let me explain this theory part first, so you get at least background that what all details you need to add, and or you can just understand how to prepare it first. Then we can share the actual, or not actual, we can't share any actual BRDs, but we share the templates which are very close to real life. Anybody else has any doubts as of now in project scope, business goals, functional and non-functional requirements? Yes.
No.
Okay, give just another example for non-function, please.
Sorry, I didn't get you into that.
Okay, example for non-function
Okay,
requirement.
I get you. Say, for example, non-functional requirement.
Okay,
So,
okay, example. Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, non-functional requirement to measure non-functional area. For example, what are those non-functional area? Your software. So it is loading little late. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the functionality. Website, you have developed a website and website is not loading faster. Okay, or say for example, your website is in the testing phase and you find that anyone else can just he knows that this is the software, amazon.com, say for example, is the URL of your website, and you just add slash and your name, and then you find that you go and you enter in your account directly. It's in your Amazon's account, you find it. What you did, you just change the URL. So it is security breach, number one. So for security, there should be some requirement, what all the security flow it has to undergo. When it comes to, performance wise or load wise, it should be mentioned that how many users this website can handle at one point, what all the compatibility and, browser it will be compatible with. So these area which has to do with security, which has to do with the performance, which has to do with load, which has to do with the maintenance, even security, these all become the part of non-functional requirement. Is it clear to you, Antasar?
Yeah, yes,
Which
thank
are
you so
not
much.
functional, those are non-functional.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
welcome. Yeah, go ahead, Prerna.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Yes.
Yeah.
So before going ahead with the other points, I purposely kept this first pointer, that is company overview. So again, this is an exception. This is an, I would say, as per choice input. Many a times BRD, the company likes to have its own overview. So the development team or the Scrum team knows what kind of domain and what is the background of the company. So we can also start with the company overview. Like for example, in case of Amazon.com, if they want to, I don't know, Amazon actually has all the requirements. Amazon has so many features, so it's very difficult to think about any feature to add to Amazon. But imagine if you want to have, I think they do have the audio search, but imagine if there was no audio search. So you wanted to add audio search, like you speak and that item comes to your app or your website. So if they wanted to add that, so before adding that, they can have this overview about the company, that Amazon delivers and hosts A to Z all the items, and this is a retail wholesale type of environment or online portal. So whatever they want to share, it will be definitely very brief, just to give idea or background about the company. And then once that is done, then we mention the project scope for this company. We are working on this project, and what is the overall scope or boundary line of this project. Then we definitely give the business goals. Business goals means the objective from this. See, every project we develop or we work on will definitely have some goals. Like if Amazon want to add this audio search to its website or application, their search it would be easier for maybe disabled people who can't write or read, or sorry, who can't see or are not great in typing, or elderly people who are not so great with smartphones. For them, it will be very easy to just talk, and they get that details of products. So it can be anything, or the goal would be simply to increase their market share, increase their customer share. So it can be, the goals can be of any format, and definitely profit oriented, because it is a business or in a commercial setup. So goals will be to increase our customer base, to focus more on the senior citizens or disabled segment of the society. So we are having this audio or audio search option. So like that. Once that is done, we just explain what is functional and non-functional requirement. After that, yes, project roadmaps. So if you remember in the recent, I think last session, we learned about roadmaps. But for Amiti, I would like to revise it. So project roadmap basically means where you want to take this project ahead in your future, or how does this project will look in the future. Look as in what is the features it will have. Sorry, after 2 to 5 years, what developments we want to have in project. So the best example I always give is, which is very easy to relate, is facebook.com. So Facebook as a website, as a portal 10, 12 years back, how simple it was. It was just a plain wall. You could go and write to, add friends. Today, Facebook has become so vast and so inclusive of all the activities. Like, you can have your own page for marketing, you can have your community votes, you can have so many things, along with having adding friends and writing on their walls. You can share videos, you can share your thoughts, you can do n number of things, which were, you can raise funds. Okay, that's one of the thing which were not earlier. So you see how Facebook roadmap has gone. Earlier it was just a plain website, then they started including more and more features, audio calls, video calls, group chats and stuff like that. Are you able to relate to this product roadmap example, guys, with Facebook? Most of you
Yes,
already know. This is new for Amiti. Amiti, are you comfortable with this example?
yes, very well, yes.
Great. Yes. So this is the way in BRD we mentioned that how the product roadmap will look like. For example, if we develop this product, this application in say 6 months, so the next version would be, we can plan for more additional features. So see, again, this is completely exceptional. It depends. So not exceptional. It is completely optional. Depends on the company or the client what they want. Sometimes it is a very I would say secret, or this is a business traits. Sorry, so they don't want to expose it in the beginning itself, so that can be avoided. But if they want to mention, then they will share the details to the BAs or the teams, and then they can include in the document. Okay, yeah. Stakeholder consultation is again more or less like the approval matrix. You can have in the matrix format, like all the stakeholders, starting with your team seniors, your product owner, maybe scrum master, product owner, senior management, or any director who is involved. Yes, there is also one important, I would say, title, that is called as project sponsor. Okay. Project sponsor is a person who is actually spending, a person or an entity. It can be a company name also, or you can mention your CEO, CTO, or who is the head of the department, the person who is directly affected by the project growth. So in one of the firms when I was working, we used to mention as a CEO name. In many other organizations, they mention as the head of the department. So bigger organizations will always have their HODs or their vertical heads, so they can be the project sponsor. By the word, you can definitely understand project sponsor means a person who is sponsoring for this project, who is funding for the project, and who has a direct involvement in the project, finance wise or profit wise. Okay, so everybody's cool with this project sponsor concept? Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
So you will get to see this in the template. Don't worry. Just try to absorb whatever I'm sharing as of now, just for understanding purpose. Okay. And yes, project risk. This is one of the very interesting topics. We have a separate document called on it in detail, as called as risk register, wherein as a team we foresee what the risks can be. Foresee as in we do the market survey, we have the understanding of the market and the consumer behavior, and we feel okay, this might be the risk. Like for example, for Facebook, the other risk would be, okay, Twitter or other maybe Instagram or other kind of portals may take over them. People may divert from Facebook to other new and fancy apps. So this can be a risk. Or if we have to take example of the medical bills application in a particular hospital, then the risk would be that in case of per se bad internet connectivity, the application would not be as fast as it is required to be, or it requires or there has to be upgradation done completely, otherwise this application would not be that helpful. So see, anything and everything that you foresee as a team or as a customer has shared their views about market, that can be mentioned. Again, I'm highlighting this is also optional. Many a times people or clients do not share their personal, or so not personal or confidential information about their company, about their project. So that includes their risk registers also. Not fully, but some people just do not want to express that in this document, whereas they have a separate document as a risk register where they'll have in detail. I myself have prepared many documents wherein the risk, you have to mention what is the risk, you have to mention when it can come. So okay, the slowness of the application can come when the internet speed is less. Okay, what is the impact of that risk? The impact of the risk would be, okay, bill generation will be late, or travel history can be delayed or not fetched, or we not be able to print the reports which are important, or things like that. And the last point would be, that's the important one, how you can overcome, or how you can do away with or minimize the impact of this risk. Sorry. So that in that mention, you can say we can have a backup system, or we can have this data stored intermediately in somewhere and can fetch for faster speed. So it is again a lot of technical and functional mix, but just to give you the understanding of the concept, it can also include project risk. And yes, infrastructure requirement, this is important. Infrastructure requirement means whatever software and hardware both. Infrastructure generally goes for hardware, but in case of IT projects, we also mention what software, like for example, if they want this site or this application will be developed in Java or in .NET in this version, in this framework, latest framework, whatever that is happening, what the customer wants. Database will be a SQL database or Oracle database or MongoDB, whatever they want to mention. And then the hardware capacity would be, okay, we need this many servers will be there, backup server, and whatever the customer has asked and is willing to. Because see, it becomes like a Gita, Bible, Quran. I always say this, because when you go ahead in the project and you feel there is some conflict, the customer is too demanding, and they are just asking for more requirements, you can always refer to this document and tell them, see, we did not mention this earlier, so this is not part of the scope. See, that's why we mention project scope at the top, because it happens so regularly that while developing, the customer may ask for additional things, additional requirements, and they might not be a part of it. So it's always good to have this document. Okay, so any doubts, any additional information you feel you want to know, or everybody's welcome, so please feel free to ask. Hello, Sheetal, Intisar, Amiti, Archana, everybody,
Yeah,
Athar, Shakil. Yeah.
question here. Can this
Yes.
be change and adjust during the project, or it's fixed?
It can be adjusted during the project you're trying to say, right? Can it be?
Oh, my question. Yeah, it can be adjusted or it change it
Yes,
during or it's
yes,
we
yes. So the
good.
question is very flexible, yes, but then as I was mentioning, this document will keep having additional versions. Like when it was first prepared, one second. I'm so sorry. Somebody's, I think, burning something. I have no idea. Okay. So coming back to your question, for the first time when we prepare this document and it is approved, it's a 1.0 or version 1. Once you keep changing or keep adding or keep making some changes. It versions keep increasing, and you always refer to the latest version. So to answer your question, it's a very tricky one, by the way, a very good question. Yes, we do make changes, but then we have to ensure that whatever changes that the customer is asking are within scope. In case if they are not within scope, then the customer is willing to give additional money or additional charges, whatever we are giving them, they are agreeing to pay to it. Also, there should not be a very huge impact on the timelines on the resources required. Like there can be some requirements which will need more than a year, so we are not sure to go ahead with. And again, to be very specific, to include or not it all the scope changes or additions throughout the projects, any simple small ones, giving some additional report which data is already available to you, adding some button functionality for submit or for reviewing the reports online, that is all fine. That is a part of the entire process. And we also offer some things as free to the customer which are very easy to develop for us. So to get we call it brownie points, and to have a good bond, yes, that's fine, that's more than welcome. But then where you see that things are gonna cost money, time, and resources, we ensure that it is all checked upon, or all reviewed by the senior management from both the sides. Okay, so are you good
Okay,
with the
thank you.
explanation? Most
Yeah,
welcome. Thank you for
thank you.
asking this question. Yes. Anybody else, or we can move to the next topic? Yeah.
We can.
We are good.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tilo. So yes, Gaurav, can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes. So do you want me to take this?
Yes, I'll just take a water break, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is what you call it as a requirement traceability matrix. So this can be developed by testers where they define, these are the name of the columns. Generally, they specify this or develop this document in a spreadsheet. And in this spreadsheet, requirement identification, they pick it from the business requirement document because it has got the requirement. Then they trace it and they briefly mention the description of it, what it is for. Then what does it do? Functional requirement they mention over there. What is current status? Is it in development or is it developed already? It has been, is it in testing or it is in design? Whatever status it has, they mention that. Then design document, they mention in which document it is the part of it, and they mention the name. Does it have any references in any technical specification document to refer the flow and all? Those document they mention. Software module, if this requirement is part of the various module of the software, in case you have given them names of module names of a software, various classification of various features are there. Then if it comes like when you call it module, when I talk about and give you reference of the modules, so you can consider those requirements. Like I was previously talking, cash withdrawal can be one of the module, cash deposit can be one of the module. To name a few, to identify them, you can name the module name. And then to test it, the test case has to be developed. So in which test case you are referring this? So you are tracing the test case number also. So test case number you have mentioned, then tested in which environment you have tested in, that will also follow this, okay, for every single requirement. And who will do that? Testers generally do that, QA people do that, and it may come to you for review. So that's the reason you should know. Okay, this is one of the document where you trace the requirement of the software. Is it clear, everyone? Hello?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
Guru.
it has been developed. You should be approval. All right. So then comes next functional requirement specification or functional specification document. So like BRD, you saw in a BRD, the requirement are a high level, but in FRS or FSD, they are written in many more details to capture each and every aspect of the requirement. So you go more in detail. Okay. Thus a functional specification document becomes a more technical and accurate and descriptive requirement document. owing to their technical nature, FRS, FSD are equally used by developers, testers, and the business stakeholders of a project. Means everyone contributes into it. So it is just not that BA has to write it. In fact, when it comes to technical stuff, then developers or development manager, they comes into this. Architect, technical architect comes into this. It is centrally located and everyone goes and continue to develop it. This is functional requirement document. Like Prerna was given one example in the answer of a question by Antasar, where you asked when change can come at any point of time. Of course, change can come at any point of time. And in some cases, as I said, that sometime either customer can sign off the document that whatever requirement you have given and collected and given us back, it has been signed off. And in some point of time, it is not signed off. Okay, it is still open. And but you are considering because it has been so many days and we have to develop and give it back, so customer is okay with that. So there are two phases. Whenever existing requirement has been understood, agreed upon, and signed off, after that anything is coming, any change, that will be considered as a different new requirement altogether. And that has to undergo a change management process. Okay. And yeah, for that also they need to submit a different document, different request. Okay, so this is how it happens. So yeah, we were discussing FRS. So this is how FRS goes in detail. Then comes to system requirement specific document, and this is more technical in nature. Okay, it is also known as system requirement document. So a detailed document containing information about how the complete system has to function and enumerates hardware, software, functional and behavior requirement of the system. And this document in fact elaborates on the requirement from the perspective of observational behavior only. That does not consider technical or design bias. So this is more about system requirement document and system requirement document, but it does have system specification as well. Okay. And then comes the next, and again, you don't have to worry that everything has to be known by BN. No, everyone has to be involved in this. And nowadays, when you talk about the requirement, this kind of requirement are getting means, trend now. So more we are focusing on BRD and we are focusing on FRS, FSD. And yes, in some cases, people also prefer SRS, but again, everything is taking a shape of user story today. Epic is for that. Okay, everything, because going in either in Jira or Azure DevOps. Okay, because your entire project is getting managed, and these are the project management tool just now I gave you, Jira or Azure DevOps. Okay, you can take a note of it. Then next document comes is the test case doc.
Can I ask,
Yes, sir.
can I relate this functional requirement, these details to like the definition of done, right? Or the description of user story in Jira? It's like this.
Come again, what was your exact question? I could not get that.
So the functional requirement specification, these details, like
Mhm.
the definition of done for the user story or for any goal or increment that we will work on.
Not
Like this?
exactly. You can't say that as a definition of done. See, definition of done and user story, these are point shooted. Okay, it is quite pointed, a requirement, acceptance criteria to do everything you are mentioning over there. But functional requirement document, these are elaborative in nature. Okay, these are very much elaborative, and you get all the details inside it. However, recommended versions are, as you said, are user story only. So today everything is, when waterfall model used to be in the nature, no, when we used to develop everything in the waterfall model, that time these bulky documents were very important. And now we transition from waterfall model to agile methodology. Okay, so in agile methodology, Scrum framework came, where user story and these things are coming up, where we have broken down bigger requirement into smaller chunks. and there it becomes useful. And still few people are preferring to refer these functional specification requirement or functional requirement specification, something like that. Okay, so it will remain as is, because it is very difficult for people to accept the changes. Do you follow? Because all of a sudden we are following bulky document, and now you don't find it, and no one is giving you. It will be very today who are very much emotional worker, they feel bad about it, that people are not providing me a functional requirement document. Okay, earlier what it used to happen, people used to take printout of 200 pages, 500 pages, 1000 pages of requirement document, and they used to keep on their desk just to refer that. And today everything has been eliminated, and requirement comes just in a one line, two line, and they go and describe it in user story, in acceptance criteria. So these are the older system, and the today the smart system are user story, I would say. Okay, all you can find all the 500 pages, but every single 500 pages, if they had 10,000 line, you will find 10,000 user stories, just to
I
give
agree.
you example.
I agree, because every company is going into agile methodology.
Yes.
So basically, they're using user stories.
Yeah. So this is how it is. So, and this is very difficult to those people who are working in old fashioned way, that they need these documents, bulky documents. So this is very hurtful for them. If documents are not there, they don't even feel like moving ahead and start working. They simply reject that I'm not going to work. And unfortunately, these people are coming out of software industry who are not ready to adapt to the changes. Okay. So does it answer you that specification documents are
Yes, yes,
elaborative in
yes,
nature? Yeah.
So,
yes. Thank you so much.
so the question is that all these documents are being created in different various stages of the sprint. Let's say if there is a developer or a QA tester or programmer writing, so they will be the responsible for creating their part of uh, share and creating those documents.
Yes, Shakil. Everyone has to involve. So I'm if you are a project manager, you are approving everyone's contribution. And say for example, tester is there. Tester does not know that how it will be designed. Uh, and BA is there, and dev is there. Now dev is not even aware how it will look like, but BA knows that. So BA provides the mock-up document. Okay. So she develops, how it will look like. And then developer will go now design the exact look-alike feature of it. Okay. So the UI he will develop. So this is how everyone is supporting everything in the document. So document is centrally located, and before requirement is frozen, it has to be ready, okay, by everyone's contribution. Do you get it, Shakil?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So another comes with test case. So test case will have these things. Again, it has to be developed by testers. So what you see on the screen is called as test case document. It will have the one identifier, which we call it as a test case ID. Okay. And then comes a test scenario, prerequisite, test scenario where they explain that what is the scenario all about. Prerequisite is precondition. Test data. To test that, they will supply some dummy data into it, and that is the test data what they are supplying. They are going to mention test steps, what every single step they followed to test this scenario, and what they are expecting. And while they are running this, they are following every single step, what the actual status arrived. And if they have tested it, so what they will do, they will mark it is either pass or fail, whether this test has passed or this test has failed. So, and then they add the remark if they want to add some comments into that, and then in which environment they have tested. So this is very, very important for them to mention this all. But the moment they pass it, they can capture the proof of it. What they can capture? Just now you heard?
The proof of it.
Yes, exactly. And the proof can be located centrally, right? that proof can be located centrally anywhere else where they can go back and they can refer to this, okay, in future if at all it is needed. And then comes, after that it comes, what if it fails? So once it fails, uh, two things will happen. Again, proof will remain as is. However, you have to also report a defect against it. Okay. So the moment you fail it as a tester, you will be reporting it. Okay. So what if a business user or business analyst identifies a defect? What he will do? So he will also report to it into the Jira or in any defect management system or into Azure DevOps or wherever you are working. Okay, you will report the defect. When you will report the defect, there is a way. You have recently in last class you have undergone this defect life cycle, if you remember, everyone. Okay, so defect will follow the same process, but all the proofs of the defect or the bug you have to quote. Okay, and later if necessary, tester can go and check whether they have corresponding test case or not. Then they can mention that test case ID, or inside the test case they can mention the defect ID if those have failed. So in the remarks column they can update it. So this is how they will be developing the test cases, and the test case document are also approved or reviewed sometime by business analyst. So you are aware that what all things may come up and what all things should be the part of test case document. If you are knowing already as a business analyst, it is always in your favor, and always you are knowing what is happening in the industry, right? And it is always good to know as a business analyst that in what all stages, what all things happen. Means you have the complete visibility of a project flow from the requirement to, what do you call, from requirement to deployment as well. So this is how it flows. So what we are going to do is that next time when we will come, we will be undergoing the various domain knowledge. Okay, so we will understand how things work in banking industry, how things work in insurance industry, how things work in different health sector, what is the payment life cycle and all. So these all things we will be looking at next time. But for now, because you have now fair idea about this BRD document, as Prerna said that she will be sharing a template with you. So she will share although, but even though she doesn't share immediately, what you have the responsibility, I want you to identify the team of four, okay? Team of four. And I want you to understand one requirement, and the requirement for which you had created recently one one diagram. I want you to consider the flow of it. So what is that? Through Guru schools, the complete flow of getting placed. Okay, so the moment inquiry gets generated, the moment you attend the career counseling session, then you enroll to the program, then you undergo all those 6 pillars. Okay, you all have an idea about it? Yes, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you have to do? How many people are? We have 3, 3, 6, 1, 7 person are there. So I think in any Scrum team, how many total people are required?
9.
3 to 9.
3 to 9.
Between
Exactly.
3 and 9.
Yeah. So we are sufficient people. I want one person to play a role of a Scrum Master. See, if you can do it, that will be really appreciable. You have to come and become the part of, it may take some effort. Everyone is working, but consider is a part of, part of assignment where you have to develop one, one project where you are publishing these all things. Candidate candidate deployment process to a corporate of America, on Guru School's website, there is a dedicated page for this. Okay. Means that you are going to develop, and this is going to be a project for you. So in this project, what you are going to do, you are going to simply develop a BRD document, BRD template. Prerna will share, as well as you can search as well. Okay, from the Google. Okay, so at Google, what you are going to search, any BRD document. Two-person behave as a developers. Two-person behave as a what one person may behave as a product owner. One person may behave as a scrum master. But ultimately, everyone has to approve it. So you can think of one cycle. Say for example, you can think that the first pillar or the second pillar. So everyone can can coordinate with each other and can think that these part I am going to update in the document. You can also use as a shared Google Docs, which you are developing. Other person will be approver of that. He can review also. So these all things you have to take a reference from a template, and further you have to develop one page of the Guru School's website, where you are talking about process of person getting onboarded once they become the part of Guru School. Is the requirement clear to you? Is the requirement clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, requirement is clear, Amiti says. To others, Intisar, Tilo, Archana, Athar, Shakil, Sheetal.
Yeah, yeah, I understand what you say, but you can help us to, assign the rules and start doing this.
No, I
It would
want
be
you to
great.
be the leader. I don't want to be the, boss. Okay. All have to
Mm.
be the leader. So one scrum master. So can I request Athar to be the central leader and be
Gaurav,
the,
can I add something here?
yeah, go ahead,
To,
Prerna, Prerna, go ahead.
I think it was Intisar, right? Intisar, it's more of if we learned while learning Scrum, it's like you'll be like a self-managing team. So you will not have a dedicated manager. It's
Okay.
between all of you who wants to take what role. There can be multiple BAs for sure. So and every role is equally important. It's not that if somebody's product owner, then they have higher authority. No, as this is a teamwork, team project, everybody's role and contribution is important. And why we have this workshop is because we want all of you to be together as a team, to have your own internal calls, to have your discussion. So it's like a simulation for real life projects or real life BRD preparation. Take it that way. We have had tremendous, absolutely great results in earlier sessions where me and Gaurav were taken aback because the result was so professional and so nice. So this is a very good platform for all of you to come up and work on the project of preparing BRD, which will give you a real life example. So please take advantage of it. If you have any doubts, reach out to us. But trust me, you guys as a team will be sufficient enough for each other. Okay. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay, so
So
we have to communicate with each other and do it with each other, or what's the frame, or
That's what, as Prerna said, it's a self-organizing team. Okay. So Scrum team are always self-organizing team, and they don't have boss. They decide by themselves. I'll take this role. I'll take this role. They brainstorm together. Okay. Everything you will experience. So for you, developing a BRD document itself is a project. So you will also undergo sprint planning. Okay. Sprint planning, where you will take the roles, who will do what. Okay. So there you are also brainstorming more requirement in the details. Okay, so these all things are going to come. So who will develop which part? We have 7 people, and everyone will be working as a BA, because for our role, BA is the thing, and everyone can review each other's work. Okay, whether it is done or not, you can ask the question, you can develop the scope and all, everything you can mention over there. Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. However, you can switch the role as well. Like one person can become the developer. He will focus whether BRD is getting designed properly or not. Okay, So this is how you are going to play. One person will be the scrum master who will make sure that things are moving further. So if, for example, for 1 day or 2 day, one person will be the is the taking responsibility of scrum master, where he needs to coordinate. Now second day someone else is taking responsibility and will be making sure everyone is coming together. So thereby everyone is testing their own skill, how much good I am doing, or how much good I need to be. So you are testing your own self in terms of quality and in terms of responsibility and roles and delivery as well. Yeah, and you're designing as well. So in a way you are working together well. Is it clear how it is going to happen?
Yep.
So
So
first
the
Yes.
you
way
have
you're
to, first question is that, okay, I have received a project. Now I have to materialize it. You are defining objective, you are defining goal. And for that, everyone has to come together and discuss and let it flow in a very simple manner. Okay. So it is going to get start from scratch itself. Yes, Arthur, you were saying something. Sorry.
Yeah, since we are seven of us here today
Mhm.
tonight, so we seven will form just one team
Yeah.
and work as a team,
Yeah.
probably using Google Docs as a shared document
Hmm.
where we all can put our input and work together
Hmm.
and move forward. Create just an BRD document is all you want, right? You and
Right.
Prerna wants.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
So we
So
download the template and create
yes.
according to our
Yeah.
guru's school.
So we'll download the template and we'll create the document where all of our teammates will be participating and also giving their inputs.
True.
And so by next class, which is going to be coming Sunday,
Mhm.
we should have the document ready, and hopefully by Saturday we should submit it to you.
Yeah, so you can in fact submit into the WhatsApp as well. We can have a look at it, provided you all all have contributed and done it. I'm going to share one quick input to you. So what happens when we meet in a team? So everyone has to speak up. Okay. So in a way, what happens? Someone gets left out, or we simply collapse with each other. Means at one time everyone starts speaking. Simple. When you are getting in a call, one person speaks up, everyone listens, and then second person while speaking, other person, please do not interrupt, let him or her speak. Okay. And you can time box it. Say for example, one person, if he or she starts speaking, may go on and on and on and on. Okay. So one can become the timekeeper and you can say, hey, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, everyone please go ahead. I'm the time boxer. I'm keeping the time in my hand. 2 minutes, please add your input. 2 minutes, you please add input. 2 minutes, please you add input. One cycle is completed, then again flow for another 2 minutes. So in this way, everyone is getting a part and everyone is participating and everyone is getting chance to speak up and contribute as well. So please, while one person speaking, second person, please do not interrupt. Listen them, please carefully. Okay. And once time is up, you can just say time up. Okay. And it is really hard and fast. Otherwise, what may happen, you will say, okay, I know that it is a time box, but still I want to speak 1 minute. Please, no, this is the beyond rule. Don't play like this. Okay. Means respect everyone's time. Then your time is up, then you have, this is learning skill. In many business meeting, what happens, people wants to present their business and they have to present within 20 seconds. How they can talk about their business in 20 seconds? But this is a learnable art and people master it and people do it in the similar manner. Any group communication or discussion, you have to means respect the time boxing as well. Not if 2 minutes are given, please also listen and communicate and then go on and then the cycle repeat and thereby decide who is doing what and how you are going to develop it. Is it clear? Requirement is further clear to everyone how you are communicating?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
like you mentioned, it will be a day, kind of like a daily stand-up meeting.
Yeah, that will be wonderful idea. Daily, every day, 10 minutes you can meet up and you can develop it further. So everyone is excited to take this as a project, please.
Yes, yes, it's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Super.
great.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So every single day we have been working for this only, and great idea that Amiti would learn and explore something from a project itself. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Super. So we have come to the end, and today we went 9 minutes ahead. So I want to quickly, as last I heard Anthasar's voice. Anthasar, what do you feel like saying about today's training? Okay, was it easy for
Today,
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great session. I learned many stuff. I studied before some about business architect, and I didn't understand what is use cases and test case and all this. So today I understand what's going on and what's BRD. So I'm so happy with the session today. Thank you so much, guys. And we have here Arthur.
Okay, thank you, Answer. Yes,
You-
Arthur, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sansar. Thank you, Gaurav and Prerna. Today's session was pretty interesting, pretty intense. A lot of theory, by the way, and some really good examples. And now this challenge or the project that you're given as the assignment will be also challenging, but also it's a good opportunity to work together and work as a team, because this is what we'll be doing once we get placed. So we'll have to come up with some time to meet every day, decide on that. And other than that, I think this was a good day and a good learning time for us.
Thank you, Arthur. Please call out someone's name.
Uh, Archana.
Archana. Yes, Archana, what do you feel like saying?
Hello, hi guys. Thank you for today's session, Gaurav sir and Prerna. So it was very informative and it was all like theory, and I am so excited to learn, like, do this project so that I can learn more. And I hope we can all meet every day for like 10 minutes, and I hope that I will learn more from this project and all this. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, Archana. Call out someone's name on the screen, you see?
Tilo.
Yatilo.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Gaurav and Prerna. And I feel like I really wrote a document in my mind, like a vision document. So it was very helpful the way you guys explained. And
Thank
it
you
was,
for saying this. Thank you for saying that. I really felt very happy that you could visualize. Superb. Yeah.
yes, I did visualize. Even while Gaurav was giving us the project, I could visualize. I don't know if I can do it. I hope I can do it, but I could visualize what I will be doing. So it was easier for us to, correlate to things. And thank you for Gaurav and Prerna for that. And yes, and if I may ask everyone to share our phone numbers in the chat, so it would be easier for us to coordinate, form a different separate WhatsApp group to discuss the timing of the what is the Scrum meeting. I would say if everyone feel okay for that.
You can
And
send a voice note, Tilo. You can send a voice note in the BA group, BA Scrum group, and people will ping you, and then you can, because you have asked for the WhatsApp group formation, you can form
okay,
that then. Yeah.
yeah, that's what.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you, Tilo. Thank you.
thank you.
And please call out someone's name.
I'll call Sheetal.
Yes,
Hey,
Sheetal.
thank you, Tilo. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Prerna. Yeah, today we learn more about business analysis models, and I can see we have a lot of assignment here. As you said before, we have to make template on each and every part of business module, and again, this new project. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and it will be happy to connect with all of us. And yeah, it's a good idea, Tilo, to make a WhatsApp group. And yes, we can figure out our timing, and we can do stand-up meeting every day, like Athar says. Thank you.
Awesome, Sheetal. Please call out someone's name.
I think who left? I think Shakir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Shakil, over to you. You want to speak? Have you
I
reached
think
home? Dustin?
Shakir left right in between, I believe.
I don't know. Okay, anyways, so then Sheetal, you can call out Prerna's name, then she will add closing remarks.
Yep, sure. Prerna, go ahead, please.
Yes, Prerna, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for everybody's genuine and very encouraging feedback. yes, today's session is very important from a real life experience and actual work point of view. So looking forward for a super interesting and to be practical more than the BRD. I am interested in the process of how you come up with the BRD, like the meetings and the discussions and everything. So yes, looking forward to that. And thank you so much, everyone, for your participation, your cooperation, and asking the right and intelligent questions. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much. Over to you, Gaurav. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So, Shakil, are you back? You wanted to add?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, please go ahead, sir. What do you feel like saying?
Good discussion today, but in my mind, everything is mixed up at the moment, to be honest, So I just have to separate everything and put it in right place where all these documents are and what stage they are. But documents have been explained pretty good. It just mentally I was driving and back and forth, and I couldn't put it together everything. And I think it's a good suggestion to make a WhatsApp group, and I can suggest the time at this time if everybody agrees. I'm okay with it's 10 p.m. or on Central Time, or that could be 11 Eastern Time. So my time is in Texas, so we are about 10 o'clock, 10:15. So if everything agreed like late night, I'm okay with that. But if anybody else wants whatever they want to suggest, I'm fine with that too. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, please go ahead and reread the recording as well. That will be helpful for you if you were driving or into something else. So yeah, so we'll talk to you again on Tuesday, and thank you so much, and have a good night's sleep. Bye-bye. Take care. And
Thank you. Have a
yes,
great day.
excited for,
Prerna.
yeah.
Thank you. You all have a
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night. Take care.